CBS Atlanta News presents Public Affairs on Peach.
Hello and welcome to Public Affairs on Peach. I'm Brandon Rudat, co-host of Better Mornings Atlanta. They're supposed to save lives, but more than 18,000 smoke detectors handed out by the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department, they are fake. A year-long investigation by CBS Atlanta uncovered that the department had bought and then handed out counterfeit smoke detectors purchased from a shady company out west in California. That has since prompted a recall and investigation by the FBI. The fire department is now working to replace all of those smoke detectors in each and every home. All right, throughout this program, we have potentially life-saving information, including how you can tell if your smoke detector is real and also what you should do if you have one of those counterfeit smoke detectors. But first, CBS Atlanta's Jennifer Mayerly's exclusive investigation had triggered the investigation by the FBI and Underwriters Laboratories into those counterfeit smoke detectors and the company which sold them. Here's how she broke that story.
Virginia McDay and her neighbor Cheryl Harper live in what they call a forgotten neighborhood.
This is my family home.
Morehouse Drive is an older area of northwest Atlanta. Many of the homes are run down, the people living there disadvantaged. It's also a neighborhood where the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department handed out free smoke detectors. These seniors thought they were being protected.
I thought, the fire department, hey, it's a good one.
Now, because of CBS Atlanta's Tough Questions investigation, those same smoke detectors and the people who sold them are being investigated by the FBI. The smoke detectors are counterfeit.
It never worked?
No.
Never worked.
Fire department gave it.
Bob? My name's Jennifer with CBS Atlanta. I want to talk to you.
Let me introduce you to Bob Silver, a man described by a former acquaintance as sleazy, a crook, and
a fairly morally corrupt person who seemed to think it was okay and seemed to think that he could get away with anything.
Our investigation took us to California to run down the businessman who sold the 18,500 counterfeit smoke detectors to the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department.
Do you think you were going to get away with selling counterfeit smoke detectors to the city of Atlanta?
There's no counterfeit smoke detectors.
Bob, why don't you come out and talk to us? If they're not counterfeit,
get your foot out of my
If they're not counterfeit, what do you have to hide?
Nothing. Just, I don't want to be involved. Get out.
This is Bob's accomplice, his wife, Judy Silver. But Bob, a career criminal, is the apparent mastermind behind the counterfeit smoke detectors sold to the fire department.
Out.
Are you ready to go back to prison?
I'm not ready to go anywhere. Out.
Our investigation revealed Bob and Judy served time in prison before for selling smoke detectors with counterfeit Underwriters Laboratories labels to the federal government. This is video of those counterfeit smoke detectors housed on a secure Army base waiting to be destroyed. The Silvers admitted they put fake labels on the back. You may have seen the UL mark before. UL, or Underwriters Laboratories, is the company that puts smoke detectors through rigorous tests and decides if they meet national safety standards. When we realized Silver sold smoke detectors to the fire department, it raised a red flag. This hologram UL label on the back of the smoke detectors the Silver sold the fire department is the giveaway. It's counterfeit.
Underwriters Laboratory confirmed that the label on the back of this smoke detector is in fact counterfeit. We traveled to Northbrook, just north of Chicago, to try to talk to UL about the investigation they started after we started asking the tough questions. Instead, they were only able to provide us with a statement saying in part,
quote, our investigation has confirmed that the smoke alarms in question bear counterfeit UL marks. These devices are counterfeit, were not evaluated by UL to UL safety requirements for smoke alarms, and are not authorized to bear the UL mark. Take a look at the difference of the inside of the detectors. The real detector is on the left, the counterfeit on the right.
Doesn't look like it has all the circuits. It's got the board, but doesn't look like it has actual circuits.
Georgia State Fire Marshal Dwayne Garris immediately had tough questions.
If the circuit board isn't complete, would it work?
More than likely not. Not the way it should.
Do you care that you are putting people's lives in danger?
I'm not putting anybody's lives in danger. Get out of here.
At least 2 of the lives the Silvers put in danger are Atlanta seniors Virginia McDay and Cheryl Harper. After I became suspicious about the smoke detectors, I removed the bad smoke detectors from their homes and replaced them with working UL-approved smoke detectors.
I feel a lot better. Yes, and I believe you gave me a good one. I really do.
They couldn't believe the fire safety of their families had been relying on counterfeit smoke detectors they received from the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department.
You think it could cost someone their life?
Yes, it could cost someone their life, and probably have cost someone their life.
Thank you, CBS Atlanta. Thank you so very much.
All right, and investigative reporter Jennifer Merrily joining us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
What tipped you off on this?
You know, this was a long process. It actually started about a year ago when we were looking into what kind of smoke detectors local departments were giving out. And every time I looked at what the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department was giving out, I had a question. That led to another question. And that eventually led me to the company that they bought them from, a crooked company out in California. And as it turned out, this same company had sold bogus smoke detectors to the federal government. And as soon as we saw that, we thought, hey, there could be a problem with the ones the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department got.
How is a company like this able to scam the federal government and also able to get by fire experts here at the Atlanta Fire Rescue? What did they do that was so special on their smoke detector? How were they able to do this?
You know, we've learned that they shouldn't have been able to do this, in fact. But what they did is they put fake UL labels on the back. And what that is, it's called Underwriters Laboratories. And that's the company that basically puts smoke detectors through rigorous tests to make sure they meet national safety standards. Well, they basically counterfeited those labels, put them on the back, and pretended that they were real.
And you see UL labels on just about everything. I know I have one on my refrigerator. So as soon as people see the UL, they automatically think it's safe and it's
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, so we've got how many here in Atlanta? About 18,000?
18,507 is the amount that the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department bought from this company, and they're in homes right now.
And the scary part about this is that you said that there's still about 13,000 that are unaccounted for. Not talking about the ones here in Atlanta, but somewhere else in the country, and they may not even know.
Absolutely. Our investigation uncovered that not only did this company sell smoke detectors to the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department, but they also brought in more than 13,000 counterfeit smoke detectors that are unaccounted for right now. We don't know who in the country got them and who else still may be in danger.
So we at least know that there's about 18,000 here in Atlanta, and there is a process going. People may say it may be going too slow to kind of get this done, right, and get all those bad ones off the street. But those other 13,000 that are out there across the country, we may not even know until the feds do their investigation into this company to see where their sale records have gone.
Absolutely. It may take a while to find out who else got those counterfeit smoke detectors.
All right. So the process that's going on here, the fire department trying to set up a program, how fast do we think this program is going to work? Because it took them years, right? About 6 years to get all these 18,000 out to the public.
Right, and the fire chief is actually saying that it's going to take 2 to 3 years to get the new, good, approved smoke detectors back out into the communities. It's a long process. They're going to be going door to door every other weekend into those same communities, those same neighborhoods where they originally gave out the counterfeit smoke detectors to try to replace them, but long process.
A long process. These are high-risk areas. A lot of these people, low-income families, a place where usually fires start. And I think a big concern from the public is if it's going to take several years in order for the fire department to recover some of these smoke detectors, the chances that there could be a fire in one of these homes is great. You've got 18,000 of them out there. Who's to say that these fire alarms are not going to work for these people?
Well, we know they're probably not going to work if there is a fire in one of these homes, and that's why the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department has put a big push out there to recall these smoke alarms, to get the information out, especially on programs like this, to get the information out what people need to do, to let people know that these are counterfeit, what to look for, and that's what we're letting people know too, is what to look for.
Yeah, and later up, coming up later in the show, we're actually you're gonna explain to us exactly what people at home right now can go to their smoke detector, check to see if it is real or if it is fake. So Jennifer, we'll see you in just a few minutes. And when we come back, I'm going to go one-on-one with Atlanta Fire Chief Kelvin Cochran.
We are pulling out all the stops in the hopes that we can identify and recall and replace every one of those counterfeit smoke alarms.
How long he says it's going to take to get those new smoke detectors in all of those homes.